Welcome to the second verse of the Tao Te Ching with Sovereign Temples. This is a powerful verse for all of those who are go-getters, workaholics, needing to make things perfect and have big dreams and goals for co-creating the new heaven on earth. The second verse. Under heaven, all can see beauty is beauty, only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good, only because there is evil. Being and non-being produce each other. The difficult is born in the easy. Long is defined by short, the high by the low. Before and after go along with each other. So the sage lives openly with apparent duality and paradoxical unity. The sage can act without effort and teach without words, nurturing things without possessing them. He works, but not for rewards. He competes, but not for results. When the work is done, it is forgotten. That is why it lasts forever. There is definitely some paradoxical unity within that verse. And inviting you to connect with your heart right now, maybe through just a couple breaths. Just connecting with your heart. Just asking, where in your life have you been holding on to anything that may be done? In terms of, I can give you an example. I am not done with creating my sound temple for psychoacoustic Sovereign Temples. However, there are numerous projects that I have recorded and released, and I must forget about them. Maybe sure I can pull one up to reference in another something, but in that present moment, it would reveal itself to me. I cannot be listening to it repeatedly, trying to edit it to no end. That's why a lot of times you'll hear a non-perfect recording, right? But it is perfect because it's done. Done is better than perfect is a motto that I say with people that I work with. Say this with me. Done is better than perfect. Perfect is an illusion. And we can keep picking a scab like our work and creating a mountain out of molehill, right? By instead of just letting something be and then taking on whatever it wants to take on and go out and serve how it wants to serve. And I want to ask you if you're doing that in your own life. And this idea of perfectionism is really hindering what it is that you are here to create. Or are we so caught up in dualistic beliefs that we're allowing the matrix, the government, to separate us from our good brothers and sisters? Right? There are a lot of people that feel that they're like down the middle of the road, but then there's certain hot topics that have us on the choosing sides essentially. But the Tao says being and non-being produce each other. All can know good is good only because there is evil. before and after go along with each other. Long is defined by short, the high by the low. What if the red and the blue are ultimately just opposite ends of the same thing? What if we allowed the way to show us how we don't have to condemn that which maybe we do not agree with? Or how can we remain peaceful when we are standing for an atrocity or an injustice, such as the trafficking of children? Right? That's something that we could speak on. It's like, oh, well, do I just pretend it's not happening and let, evil run its course? What if that is the opportunity that we are being given to enhance our unity and oneness and love, versus getting stuck in only a condemning state? This verse can apply to so many things. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty only because there is ugliness. So if we can be willing to be in this world but not of it, and to witness the quote-unquote evil or ugliness, but knowing that it is the other side of the good and the beauty, and that when we come back into harmony, when enough of us, and this is what I truly believe about how we can use the Tao, check in with your higher self, when we can truly see the Tao as a way to help guide us back to really shedding all of this duality that keeps us at war within and with our good brothers and sisters. Think about how many amazing people that truly want the same thing, but because they identify with blue or red, they fight like cats and dogs when they ultimately want the same thing. And they let hate fester in their heart. Coming back into unity within ourselves and not being in struggle for power by trying to control the outside world allows us to come into unity with us. And when enough of us do that, I believe that is how we are able to see the end of it externally, because as long as we're operating in such war within around the duality that we have within us, being fully human and fully divine, it's like we're going to constantly see the pendulum is going to be swinging so much versus kind of spinning in a vortex of harmony. So that is something to ponder for the second verse. And we will definitely be getting into a lot more around like tyranny and sovereignty, as this book really was for world leaders. But again, it's really about we're all our own leaders in our own lives, our own families, our own jobs, our own communities. And it's time to really take on that responsibility. And when the work is done, we forget about it. Right? When this conversation and this recording is done, I must forget about it. I put it up and I move it along. And that is why things last forever. This will bypass some people. They'll listen to it for the first minute and they'll be gone. 15 seconds. There's others who are going to be waiting for the 81 verses and that are going to receive something from their higher self based on whatever it is that they hear and how they hear it and perceive it, that can adjust consciousness forever and last forever for this lifetime, and in next lifetimes can pull back other lifetimes. So I look forward to traveling in verse 3 with you all on the next one. I'm Casey Christine, and this is Sovereign Temples, and I invite you to remember that you, your body, is a sovereign temple of the divine. Thank you for walking the way back home to your divinity in your sacred flesh and blood with me. All my love and light. Namaste.